Sonic CD has always felt like the most misunderstood game in the series. People usually talk about Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 and Knuckles when they think of the classics. Even with Sonic CD itself, people rarely talk about the actual game. More times than not, if they're praising the game, they're often talking about its incredible opening, or its stellar soundtrack. It's not the fastest Sonic game, or even the most polished one, but out of all the classics, it resonates with me the most. To me, Sonic CD isn't just another entry in the series. It feels very personal to the series creator, Naoto Oshima. It was almost like Oshima and his team were trying to say something through Sonic himself. It's about time, about change, and about how your actions shape the world around you. We can even see this aspect with the quote that appears on the case of the game comes in. And what makes it special is that none of that is told through dialogue or cutscenes. It's all shown through how you play the game. Like I said, Sonic CD was made by Naoto Oshima, the original character designer for Sonic, and his smaller team at Sega of Japan. He wanted to do something that felt more expressive than just another speed-focused platformer. While Yuji Naka's team were working on Sonic 2 in America, pushing the technical side of things, Oshima's team in Japan focused on emotion. Their version of Sonic wasn't just about racing through loops. It was about exploring, experimenting, and in a way, changing the world around him. That's where the time travel idea came from. Oshima wanted a game that showed the passage of time where your choices actually mattered, not because of story branches, but because the world itself reacted to what you did. He once said he wanted Sonic to be a symbol of freedom and hope, and Sonic CD is probably the closest the series ever got to that idea. The way Sonic CD tells its story is really very clever for the time, because it doesn't use any words. Every stage exists in 3 separate versions: the past, the present, and the future. And the condition of those worlds depends entirely on what you do. If you go back into the past and destroy Robotnik's machines, you create a good future. If you don't, you'll end up in the bad future, one that's polluted, dark, and lifeless. The game never stops to tell you this directly. It just gives you the tools and trusts you to figure it out. And that's what makes it feel so natural. Like the story is something you uncover, rather than something you're told. That approach feels intentional. Oshima's version of Sonic has always been about independence, about finding your own path, and Sonic CD reflects that perfectly. It rewards curiosity, not just skill. If you slow down and explore and care enough to fix the world, the game quietly acknowledges it, not with dialogue or cutscenes, but through the world changing in front of you. The environments in Sonic CD are one of the main ways it tells its story. Each level, from Palm Tree Panic to Metallic Madness, show a world that's been taken over by machinery, but still has signs of natural beauty left behind. When you visit the past, everything feels organic. The colours are warmer, the layouts feel freer, and the world still feels alive. In the bad futures, it's the opposite. Everything is harsh, metallic, and overproduced. It's like nature's being pushed out entirely. But when you finally make a good future, it's subtle but noticeable. There's colour again, the music feels lighter, the environment has energy. It's not trying to be emotional, it's just showing you the outcome of your actions in a way that feels real. It's easy to imagine Oshima and his team wanting to show a message about balance, between nature and industry, between freedom and control. It's not a heavy-handed environmental message, but more of a simple reflection. The world becomes what you put into it. music in Sonic CD does just as much storytelling as the visuals do. Every zone has a different soundtrack for each time period, and those songs completely change the feeling of the world. In the bad future, the tracks sound mechanical and cold. You can almost hear the machines grinding in the background. In the good future, the melodies are bright and uplifting, like the world has been given life again. And in the past, the music feels primitive, stripped back, almost tribal, like you're hearing the planet before it was touched by industry. What's interesting is that both the Japanese and American soundtracks, even though they sound different, still communicate the same feeling. One feels more hopeful, the other more mysterious, but they both sell the idea that time is changing, that the world is reacting to you. It's a really smart way of doing storytelling through sound, and again it fits Oshima's philosophy. He didn't want Sonic CD to tell a story, he wanted it to feel like one. And what makes Sonic CD special, even today, is how naturally it blends message and gameplay. There's no exposition, no dialogue explaining what to do. It trusts that the player will care enough to figure it out. That's something you don't see much anymore. Games today are bigger and louder, but often less trusting of the player. Sonic CD feels the opposite. Quiet, weird, and confident in its own ideas. It's a game about the world changing, and your part in that change, but it never tells you you're a hero. You're just someone who can make things a little better if you choose to, and that's where I think Naoto Oshima's intents really shine. He wanted to make something hopeful, something about optimism and responsibility, told through the language of a platformer. When you look at it that way, Sonic CD feels less like a spin-off, and more like a message from the people who made Sonic what he is. Sonic CD isn't perfect. Some levels can be messy and the time travel mechanic can be confusing, but it's one of the few Sonic games that really means something. It's thoughtful, it's creative, and surprisingly human for a game about a 3'3" blue hedgehog. To me, it's the moment when Sonic stopped being just a mascot and became an idea, a symbol for freedom, curiosity, and hope. That's why, even after all this time, Sonic CD is still my favorite Sonic game. Because every time I play it, I'm reminded that change doesn't happen all at once. It happens because someone cared enough to try.